Y'all got something y'all want to tell me? Cause y'all damn sure ain't watched that last review I did on My Wives. I'm just saying, y'all been watching everything but that. Y'all look. Y'all better let me know something. I ain't playing with y'all. Shoot. I stayed up 4 something in the morning to watch the episode again for y'all asses. But I mean, what's going on, y'all? I'm here for the Real Housewives of Atlanta review. But yeah, y'all playing. But I'm here for the Real Housewives of Atlanta review, season 8. I always lose track of what episode it is, but y'all already know I got y'all in the title box below. Let's just get into it. Pretty much everybody packing for the trip. Cynthia, she's talking to Peter about how they're going to surprise the group with Nene and Greg being there. Peter asks he asks Cynthia about like the commercial, and Cynthia's pretty much made up in her mind that she's going to go with Kim or whatever. Peter was like, oh, Kenya, she's going to be jealous. She's going to feel some type of way. And Cynthia, pretty much was like, she be alright. Shit, like, it's business. You know what I'm saying? So, what else? Yeah, like I said, everybody was pretty much packing. Kim, she trying to get some last minute shit for the commercial. And she gonna bring the kids with her on the trip. Really, Kim? But she's gonna bring Erica, I guess I don't know if it's somebody that's her friend or, whoever, but she's gonna bring this girl named Erica on the trip to help out with the kids or whatever. I'm just like, for all that, she could have stayed home with the motherfucking kids. Like, Kim, honey. Honey, Kim, honey, listen to me. Alright? You could have kept them damn kids at home. And even Phaedra said later on in the episode, like, for all that, the person that, what's the girl named Erica could have stayed home and watched the kids. Like, you need to learn how to cut the umbilical cord. Alright? This is, yes, you're going out the country. I get that. But this is supposed to be an adult thing. This is Cynthia and Peter's event. And you just doing what the fuck you want to do. When they said it was an adult trip. Key word. And y'all sitting up here, they got to censor themselves a little bit because the babies is around. The kids is around. Anyways, moving on. Everybody's at the airport. Boom. And you guys remember, Candy is not going to be there because Candy's too far along in her pregnancy. Cynthia's on the bus or whatever. And she's confused because Kim got the kids with her or whatever. Sheree, she brings Bob, her ex-husband, on the trip or whatever. And everybody, they ask him about Bob. Everybody is shocked, like, Bob is here? Like, what the fuck is going on? I was shocked too. I was like, I mean, even though we had already, seen it in the trailer or whatever before the season had started. But yeah, it was just, I mean, just to really see the episode now, it's just like, they ask, like, how did this all happen, whatever. And Bob, he's explaining it. And he was like, he saw her, somewhere, or they were somewhere together. And, blase, and they all started laughing. I forgot what he had said, something about her body or his body or some child, and they all started laughing, and she's just like that they're just working on being better friends. Okay, Sheree. Kenya brings Matt along. Phaedra, she brings up the commercial. Leave it to Messy Boots Phaedra. So, Cynthia pretty much says that she's going with Kim or whatever. And, Phaedra was like, oh, so you kicking your friend to the curb. And, Cynthia was like, no, that's not what I'm doing. It's just that she presented me with an idea and everything. Kenya wasn't there, so and Kenya, she feeling some type of way about it, of course. But it's like, girl, you didn't show up to the meeting. You didn't let nobody know that you wasn't gonna be there. She had to fucking call you. All right, we gonna get into more of that later on. But Cynthia, she kind of like she didn't want to have a conversation right then and there. That's understandable. She wanted to have it in private and leave it to Phaedra to, like I said, bring the shit up. Peter greets them. They got sweets or whatever. Sheree and Bob, they're in their suite, and he talking about some rekindling some shit. And she was like, no, we're just friends. And, they playing around or whatever. Cynthia says that she's going to meet up with Kim and Kenya. But she's, made her mind up that Kim is going to be the director. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. But she still wants Kenya to be involved. Maybe to be in the commercial or something. Candy and Todd, they just pretty much have a conversation about how they're missing out on the trip or whatever. Candy don't miss the drama or whatever. But, Todd's like, some shit probably going down. You know what I'm saying? We missing out on it, Anyways, moving on. So, Kim, Cynthia, and Kenya. They have their conversation. She pretty much tells Kenya she wants her to be in the commercial. Kenya is upset with Cynthia because, you just didn't hear my idea out pretty much, and, you just automatically chose Kim. Pretty much that's what it is. She automatically chose Kim for the commercial and everything. Like, you didn't allow me no time to explain my idea, and, she felt like Cynthia was being unprofessional, that there's no respect there. And Cynthia was like, oh, okay, well, so since you want to bring up respect, bitch, you didn't even come to the motherfucking meeting, but I had to call your motherfucking ass to find out what the fuck was going on. That's pretty much what Cynthia was trying to say. You know what I'm saying? And, she was but, oh yeah, Cynthia, she said that anything that Kenya has had, she was there for her 15 minutes early, and then Kenya kind of started going back and forth with her a little bit. Kim in her confessional saying that Kenya is being childish, which she was. She was being very childish because it's like I said, Kenya, you were being unprofessional because you didn't show up to the fucking meeting, all right? You didn't show up. And then you want to sit up here and expect somebody to listen to your motherfucking idea just because she's supposed to be your motherfucking friend? No, sweetheart. That's not how it fucking works. Business is business. Alright? You should have called her up and let her know. She shouldn't have to call you. And she the motherfucking client. Anyways. So, they flash back, because Kenya brings up how Kim says that there can't be a producer and a director or whatever. Kenya feels that Kim is basically trying to alienate her from Cynthia. And Kenya asks, Kim, how many commercials has she done or whatever. And Kim is pretty much like, that's none of your business or whatever. You're not the client. And, Kenya talking about something. See, there you go, being condescending again. Like, I asked you a question. I don't have to be the client. Like, bitch, you asked the motherfucking question to be fucking shady. That's what the fuck you did. You wasn't asking just to be asking out of curiosity. You was asking to be motherfucking shady. And you showed it as you start talking more and more. She was like, Kim probably hasn't done nothing at all, and, calls her Tootie and all this other bullshit. It's like, I don't get that. Like, okay, she played Tootie, but after that, she played Regine on Living Single. I'm so sick of them with this Tootie shit, like as if that's the only fucking thing she did. Alright? She played Tootie, yeah, but she played Regine on Living Single in the 90s. And like I said, I'm more familiar with Regine than I am Tootie, honey. So y'all need to cut the bullshit with that Tootie bullshit. Because it's starting to get real fucking old and real fucking tired and real fucking annoying. I'm over it. Like Kenya, A lot of people have been taking up for your ass for the most part this season, but you really fucking pushing it now with this dumb shit. You really fucking pushing it. Anyways, I'm sorry, y'all. I know I'm getting all hostile and hype. But, she calls her 50 years old and saying that she looks old and all this other stuff. And, you know, Kim telling her, well, nobody likes you, dear. Or whatever, this, that, and the third. And then Kenya was like, people love me, honey. I was like, who? Because who like you except for Team Twirl? Because nobody in that group really like you for real like that. Don't none of you bitches like each other for real. You want to keep it all the way 100. And she telling Kim, like, you know, nobody likes you, and they just don't say it to your face. They say it behind your back, of how you're a snooze and everything. Okay, yeah, she can be a snooze, but whatever. You still being fucking childish. You know what I'm saying? As Kim is about to get up and just walk away, because, you know, she was like, she said, Cynthia, I don't do this, you know, pretty much telling her, like, I don't do this, or whatever. And Kenya was like, oh, well, let me help you. And gonna pull the chair up from Kim. Kim got up and was just, you know, she just was like, she had this look on her face, but she just got up and was like, fuck it, or whatever. She was like, she ain't got time for this bullshit, like, fuck that, or whatever. Like, I'm sorry. And see, this is what the fuck motherfuckers be talking about. Everybody want to get on motherfucking Portia ass because the fucking bitch. And I'm sorry to be calling her a bitch like that, but her ass want to sit up here and point shit up in motherfuckers' faces and shit. And when Portia fucking reacted, everybody want to sit up here and jump on her. Because Kenya was in her personal space. But y'all see the shit she just did to Kim? And then on top of that, Kim walked away. She ain't bothered to do shit. You still following behind her, antagonizing her, clapping and shit. Talking about the award goes to Kim Fields and da. Like, what? Are you fucking kidding me? No, I'm sorry. Had that been me, you pull a chair from up under me. And like I said, I'm not the one to sit up here and promote violence. But when you provoking somebody and you in their personal space like that, you deserve to get whatever the fuck is going to come to you. Straight up. Because that was some fuck shit that she did. Like, she didn't have to do all that. The girl was getting up any motherfucking way, and you going to sit up here and pull the chair from up under her? Child. What else happened with that? They have, you know, Cynthia, she's just disappointed in Kenya or whatever. She's disappointed in her, and, you know, she was just like, you know, you wasn't being very nice and everything. And, you know, Kenya was like, I just wanted to talk to you for 5 minutes about my idea, but, you know, good luck or whatever. And she asked her, did she check something about Kim? I don't know. I forgot what she said, but I guess maybe like her credentials or something about the whole commercial thing, and Cynthia ain't saying nothing. And then she was like, exactly. Good night. I was just like, Kim has been in this business for many years. She has done way more than what the fuck you have done. And that's another thing too. Kim told her, like, you can Google me. I don't have to tell you what the fuck I've done. Like she said, you're not the motherfucking client. Anyways, moving on from that, cause that shit got me real hot. Portia and Phaedra, they just having a little chit chat about Kim bringing the kids or whatever. You know, Phaedra throwing shade, talking about something they need to be up in school somewhere. She gonna have to have a lawyer for some truancy, you know, laws or whatever. I was like, oh my god. But pretty much they was getting ready for the dinner that they all was going to sit down and have. Kim and her husband, they have a conversation. She's pretty much telling her husband about the meeting. And, She talks about how Kenya, just saying everything that Kenya has said, like calling her snooze, discrediting her, and Kim says if she would have touched her, we would have seen a whole nother side of her. Now I'm not gonna sit up here. I know some other people probably be like, oh, Kim won't gonna do shit if Kenya would have actually like touched her. I mean, I don't know. Usually the ones who are just kind of like quiet and like a snooze, you know what I'm saying? Them the ones you gotta watch out for. Because they be the ones to fuck some shit up. So I'm not going to say Kim wouldn't have did shit had Kenya actually put hands on her. But like I said, knowing me, you pull a chair from up under me like that, it's going to be a motherfucking problem. It's going to be a ball out fallout. For real. But anyways, her husband is pretty much preaching to her or whatever about, letting them get her out her character, and she fell into the trap and this, that, and the third. And Kim was like, I got a right to stick up for myself though, and everything. And he's kind of upset now because that didn't happen, and he calling Kenya a mutant or whatever. Moving on from that, Peter, Cynthia, Greg, and Nene, they meet up or whatever. Nene is excited to be back around everybody and, surprise everybody and everything. Cynthia is telling them about what happened at the meeting. And Nene was like that she would have did the same thing. She would have chose Kim over over Kenya or whatever, because Kim has more credentials and she's more, you know what I'm saying, seasoned in this industry. And Cynthia, she throwing some shade, talking about some Nene gonna take Kenya's place in the commercial or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Kenya and Matt, they have their little scene. She don't really want to go to the meeting she don't really want to go to the dinner or whatever. She's pretty much saying that Cynthia chose Kim because Kim didn't want to work with her, and she was like, Kim has it out for her. I mean, yeah, Kim is evident. Kim probably, she don't like you or whatever, but at the same time, you didn't show up to the meeting, my dear. You didn't show up. Once again, you didn't show up. And then if Cynthia would have never called you, you probably wouldn't even have gave her a heads up. Anyways, moving on. The dinner. Kim, she kind of vibing a little bit. Kenya throwing shade, whatever. They throwing shade at Cynthia and Peter because they're taking a long time and everything. And Bob, I think it was Bob who said, "What are they doing? Arguing again or whatever?" And he was like, "Just that quick," or they was like, "Well, maybe they getting it in, a quick 15 seconds or some shit." I said, they fucking tried it. They fucking tried it. But anyways, they walk in finally with Nene and Greg. Everybody is shocked, even Portia and Phaedra. Nene was shocked to see Bob and everything, and she embraces him with the hug, and she asked if Sheree was up between them, and she was like, we just co-parenting, and they like, y'all co-parenting, but I don't see no kids or nothing like that. Peter, he talking about something. I'm sorry that we're late, but we had to come in on a private jet. I was like, nigga, now you know damn well y'all ain't got the funds. Y'all barely got the funds for first motherfucking class on just a regular plane. I was just saying, I know he was making a little jokey joke, y'all, but I'm making a little jokey joke too. Fuck it. Nene makes a joke about her and Cynthia getting remarried. She was like, that's why Cynthia's wearing the white, because me and her, preparing to get remarried and everything. Everybody's laughing. Nene breaks the news. Not Nene. Cynthia No, yeah, Nene did break the news about her being in the commercial, as Portia had said earlier on in the episode, calling the commercial, or whatever. Um, Portia was like, well, she said I couldn't be in the commercial or whatever, and I got my hair done and everything. I was like, Portia is a trip, or whatever. I did love her braids though. I love some braids, but Cynthia was like, everyone could be a part of the commercial or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Of course, Kenya, she has to be a Debbie Downer about it. She talking about something, she don't want to be a part of it. Nene is asking why, then it follows up with Peter asking why, whatever. And she just sitting up here saying she would rather roll over a motherfucker before she be in the commercial. And she was, I mean, she didn't really say that, but she was saying some other shit that she would rather do before she be in this commercial and everything. Kim explains her position of what happened between them, and Kenya, she talking about she telling Matt that, let's go or whatever. I'm like, okay, Kenya, she thinks she all that now. Now she got a man to go up to walk up and get to walk out with her instead of her walking out by her damn self. But no, I do like Matt for her though. I really do. I will say this: I do hope it works out for them or whatever. If nothing else don't work out in her life, I do hope that it works out between her and Matt. I really do. Cause I'm not gonna lie, they are cute together. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad that she gave him a chance. You know. She says Kim has a monotone voice or whatever. Chris, he's saying that Kenya was pretty much hurt by, Cynthia and everything, and calls the group her circle or whatever. Nene ass shut that down real quick. She was like, no, it's not. It's not her circle or whatever. Phaedra calls them BFFs, and then everybody is following. Nene was like, hell to the no, they is not BFFs. Everybody's following up saying, yeah, they are BFFs, Nene, or whatever. And she was like, hell to the no, they're not, or whatever. And she asked, Nene kind of grilled Cynthia about it. Of course, Cynthia, she backpedals on the friendship or whatever. Now, I did feel like that was fucked up. That was fucked up or whatever. And she, she was saying how she didn't like Cynthia. Lord, Kenya's behavior or whatever. Okay, I understand you didn't like her behavior or whatever, but is that the reason why? Well, that's clearly not the reason why she's backpedaling. She's backpedaling because her main bitch is back in town, and now she, want to act like she don't know Kenya no more. You know what I'm saying? Like as if Kenya never existed. But what else happened? She was, Nene was saying that, Cynthia was, she was like, me and Cynthia was divorced, but she was waiting on, she was waiting on me like Greg or whatever. I was like, Lord have mercy. You know what I'm saying? Chris, he was twerking and shit. I was like, okay, Sheree comes to Nene and Greg's suite. Sheree, of course, she's talking about their history or whatever, of their ups and downs through their relationship, and they show the flashback. They talk about the last time they talked to each other, and they don't even remember why they was arguing. Nene feels like that Portia and Phaedra was kind of acting funny or whatever, because Sheree was asking about how did you feel about everybody's reactions, and that's, she said she felt like Portia and Phaedra were just kind of acting funny. I don't know if they was acting funny. I maybe it just was more so maybe they was just really shocked, and then maybe they did feel a kind of way because you didn't let them know nothing or whatever. But it's like, well, we'll get to that. Portia, they flash to a scene with Portia and Phaedra. They reenact how Nene was about Cynthia, saying, Kenya ain't Kenya is not her BFF or whatever, this, that, and the third. Peter, he reenacts it as well. With Cynthia. Portia and Phaedra says that Cynthia is a flip-flopper, which she is. Nene says that Kenya is a BFFN, which stands for best friend for now. She was like, yeah, she was her best friend for now, but I'm back. And, yeah. Um, Phaedra and Portia, they talk about Oliver or whatever. Moving on, we get a scene with Candy and Todd. Candy gives some fast ass prayer over the food or whatever, just so her fat ass can eat. No, I don't blame. I mean, I ain't mad at her though, because sometimes I be giving a fast prayer too. That's terrible, y'all. I know, but I be hungry. I love to eat. And they talk about Kayla's love life, and they talk about Mama Joyce moving in at least for the first month or whatever when the baby is born. And even little Riley was like, "Say what?" like Riley won't really feeling that too much. But moving on back to Jamaica. Mal shows up, Cynthia's sister, and that's Peter's surprise to Cynthia or whatever. I guess him and Mal have been getting closer, and that's a good thing, because them just going back and forth and having that tension between them was just getting kind of old. So it's good that they're finally moving into the right direction. Kenya and Sheree, Sheree shows up to the room or whatever. Kenya was just pretty much over Kim. That's pretty much what she was telling Sheree. That's why she got up. They talk about Nene. She says she's had a rocky relationship with Nene and everything. Ooh, excuse me. What happened? Oh, okay. They flashed. I'm sorry, I got confused in my notes. It was a flash. They flashed back to Cynthia and Peter real quick, and they pretty much tell him Mal that Nene is there, and that Cynthia was so ecstatic to tell Mal that her and Nene have made up. She was like, "Yes, me and Nene have made up. We're lovers again. We can be swingers again." And I was just like, girl, I guess. But anyways, moving on. So she says that Sheree tells Kenya that Cynthia was pretty much like that. Her and Kenya are not best friends or whatever, and like they still got to get to know each other. You just don't call nobody your friend overnight. And Kenya was like, "What? You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been knowing her for 4 years. How much more do you need to get to know me?" So Kenya is kind of hurt by that or whatever. Kenya and Cynthia, they have a conversation. Kenya confronts her. Cynthia pretty much lies or whatever. And Cynthia says, "I didn't say we weren't friends. I just said that we're still getting to know each other," or whatever. She kind of lied on what she said, because they flashed back and they showed that Cynthia said that her and Kenya are not best friends. Like, you just don't become best friends overnight. But the way she was portraying it to Kenya, she was saying, like, I mean, she did admit that they're not best friends, but she said that they are close friends or whatever. But, like I said, she kind of backpedaled on what she told Kenya. And, she reminds Cynthia about Nene being a backstabber and all this, that, and the third. I mean, well, Kenya, you're a backstabber too. So, I mean, what the fuck? All y'all bitches is backstabbing motherfuckers. Cynthia's pretty much saying that everybody's comparing, friendships or whatever. She was like, everybody's friendship is different. Kenya, she's pretty much going to sit the whole Kingston adventure out or whatever, because she just don't feel like being around everybody. And that was pretty much the end of the episode. I apologize, you guys, that this is 29 minutes long, but they went in. I really went in on the whole Kenya and Kim situation, and then you guys know they gave us an extra 15 minutes. So make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you come back, and I will see you guys in a few for the Real Housewives of Potomac. Peace out.